just heal, bro.
Bro, you have a passive to heal. I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I turned it off.
Excuse me?
Crimson Tones, bro.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Crims and fucking TONES.
I can't stop you.
Alright. This is a lame one. Like I said, this is title is there for a reason. It is sports scum customize. This option lets you customize the Hardball III and League tournament names. Wow, those are some great options. We could name it the Ass League. The World Championships could be the Ass Championships. The Ass League Stars game. Nah, this is the reason it's scum sports is because y'all know how I play a sports game. We try to win the sports game. And you know how you win a sports game the best? You wait until the end to choose the best team. So, I'm just gonna stretch my arms out and sit here and wait as I sim every game up until the end. And then we get a password, and then once we have the password, we can password up and try and win over and over again. Then after this, I will either... I got a lot of them. I clicked on Barkley Shut Up and Jam because somebody was jokingly talking about Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden the other day, which is nothing like the actual, Barkley game, which is a basketball game. It's a joke game. But that one popped into my head. Why am I doing this instead of an RPG? Because honestly, sports, I be completely real with you all the time. Sports games suck. Sports games absolutely suck. They suck. They suck. You can agree, you can disagree, and be like, well, I like this one. Yeah, some of them are okay, I find some of the soccer ones, some of the hockey ones, and Ken Griffey was pretty good. But on the whole, a general rule, sports games suck. They just suck. So I find whichever way I can possibly get through these games the fastest, because that's what I do. I make it very blatantly clear. I get through these games as fast as possible. As fast as possible. I won't cheat, but I'll use every in-game mechanic that is possible that would be considered not like hacking the game using a like code to like level warp. So this game, unlike a few others, give me the option to sim. So what we do is we sim all the way up until the very end, and then we're done. I feel like, I don't know if it's auto doing this, so I'm gonna sim up until the end. We'll get a password, I'll write it down, and then I'll probably sim up until there's one game left, and then that game I can finally play and probably lose a couple of times until I can eventually win. That's just how these sports games go. They garbage. But isn't it better to do it now than wait, and then at the very end, then it's just like, all you got left is sports games. Because I feel like there's three, four, maybe four genres of games that are in that class of how do you, maybe there's more than that, but you'd be like, well, how do you beat a sports game? And it's like, well, you win the big game. So whichever way you can win the big game. Because does winning 50 games and then losing the big game seem like you beat the game, or does it seem like you lost the game? Because it seems to me like you just lost the game. And you should have to start over. So we go until the end. We get that beautiful credits thing, and it's one of those easily bendable. Oh, we can finally go on to the next one. It's in one of those easily rolls, but I guess another one would be those. Some people like the turn-based games, not like RPG, but like a kind of like Sim City. How do you decide when you win Sim City? And I just went with the 100,000 population, because maxing population actually involves using like unintended glitches and stuff to stack things on top of one another. It doesn't involve actually playing the game as intended in the first place. It's kind of a weird one. So I'll be simming these games up until the World Championship, and then maybe we'll go on to Barkley, Shut Up and Jam. Maybe I'll do that last Madden 98 game. I'm just gonna do a bunch of these to knock them off the stupid list. Knock them off the stupid list. And this game is pretty stupid, to be honest. This is a pretty dumb game. This is a pretty dumb game. But I play dirty. I play dirty. I play these games dirty. I play them dirty. But another one is probably puzzle games. Puzzle games are another one. I could probably do the last 50 stage of the Brainies. Guys, I did the first 50 of Brainies, and I still have yet to do the last 50 stages of Brainies. That's another one I could knock off the list. It takes a little bit because it's a pretty annoying game of pushing, I believe it's red, yellow, blue, and green circles around, and it's basically a brick. You know that the Pokemon brick pushing puzzles? It's basically a whole game dedicated to that. Pretty fun game. I was thinking about maybe just doing it offline though, since it's kind of a lame game anyway, but it's no big deal. I feel it's better just to stream even the lamest of games, just to get them over with. But there were a couple like Where's Waldo and Clue that I just did real quick. Funnily enough, my World Cup, the dog soccer. I'm just gonna call it dog soccer. Dog soccer has not been okayed yet on speedrun, and it's one of those things where they okayed my other soccer game because it's more runny. It feels more like an actual game than the fact that I found in the World Dog Soccer game. There's two ways to win. Either the game is programmed in such a way, like I said before, that one team will always win, and it's programmed so hard in that sense that when you are any team versing that team in the final game, you have to score on yourself to score on them. The game program is messed up to where you have to literally take the ball and score on yourself to win on you, or you just pick that team from the get-go and sim all the games and you win in the end because that team always wins and you can't beat them. It's a really weird programming quirk of things that I found of you can just do that. And I plan on putting 2% up. I plan on putting, obviously, I put any percent. I don't know whether I should call it any percent or sim percent. I don't know what to call it, to be honest. I really don't know what to call it because it's such a strange, it's such a strange coincidence that I found that out, that you can't win against that team unless you score on yourself or you sim all the way up until the end. So, or you pick the team and you'll win. Next. So this is a series of I have to sim and sim and sim and sim and sim to get to the end. This game is so lame that I can't do anything here. Tapping doesn't do anything. I don't even click return. It auto does that. I'm not pushing a single button. This game is really not too great, and I'll show that off once it gets to the gameplay, that this is a pretty trash can game. But it gets bonus points for letting you sim. It lets you A, sim a whole week of games, and B, lets you sim individual games, which is very nice because it allows me to get into the World Series and sim it allows me to sim either 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games until game 7, depending on how the scores go. But it might end up, this is another game where I think the same teams always make it to the end, and I think it's always Philadelphia and Baltimore makes it to the end in this game. I know that sounds weird, but this game is laid out in such a way. But it has tons of options. Barkley Shut Up and Jam is going to be a better one, which has a password system. I can set it to first 21 score-wise wins, and it has a password system, so if I lose a game, I can just password up, go back and try and win again. And it's more gameplay and less management like this. This is one of those few games where I find it weird because you can... I don't know what happens if you win the last game. I've never actually won the last game. So it'll be a first for me to see what happens. Most sports games just kick you to the curb after you're done. They're just like, you're done. Doesn't give you anything. It probably is going to give me a newspaper like Ken Griffey. I feel like a lot of games tried to copy Ken Griffey because Ken Griffey is good. But it's just a long... It literally is this. It's just a long... I have to sit here. Why do I have to sit here and wait and see the scores pop up? This is punishment. I can't even click next to go to the final season and just sim all. So I'll be curious to see who makes it. I don't know what the stats are in this game. This is a game of which I can turn stats off, so it doesn't really matter. You can turn fatigue off. You can turn lots of things off. So when we finally get to the final game, I won't change out my pitcher. I won't have to change out my pitcher. I won't have to worry. I pretty much can, I think, hit power hit on everything. You're gonna see. You'll see. It gets there eventually. It gets there eventually. I just gotta wait. Sim a bunch of games. It doesn't even have good music. It's got this lame music going throughout. It's an all-around lame game. But I assume it'll all be over soon. Shh. Once we get to the final game. And I'll get oh my gosh, my pen fell. My pen fell. Sim. My pen fell. I'm gonna have to write down this. Cincinnati and San Fran. I don't know what teams are better. I'm curious to see if the same teams make it to the end every time, because I feel like these old sports games really aren't programmed very well, and it'll always be the same team making it. But I'm curious to see if it makes any difference on who wins the World Series. Like, does the game actually know that I selected to play, or does it just have a flag for you're playing now? It also has a thing where I can turn on the computer controller. I can turn on the controller for the other team and win that way too. So technically every single one of these games could get scammed by just having a second controller plugged in, and you could win that way. And then you might be like, oh, well, what's that all about? And it's like, well, imagine if it was like a fighting game, and when you're fighting Shao Kahn at the end of Mortal Kombat, you could just hit start on controller 2, kill Shao Kahn, and you would win. That's pretty much what this game is to me. It's just like that, but I won't be doing that. That's also what you can do in dog soccer. Dog soccer, you can do that same thing. Boop, 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 boop. No, nothing. I got nothing. It's just it's a late night thing. That's why I picked this. Shoo it out of the way. It's I'll sit here and play sport. Play sport. Chill and play sport. I don't know when this is done. 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I gotta make sure I do good. I probably won't. I'm gonna do really bad. I already know I'm gonna get absolutely roasted when it comes time to play. So Pittsburgh normally makes it. It's Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh and another team, I'm pretty sure, always make it to the end. Pittsburgh and... is it Cincinnati and Pittsburgh? I don't think it's Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. What did I say? Oklahoma and Pittsburgh? I think it's Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Make it to the end. We'll find out, though. It's just a lot of this. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Next. It's best just not to worry about it. Just let it pass. If you think too much how many are left, then you just start slowing down. Don't. It's part of the strategy. Don't think about it. At least I don't have to actually click there. I'm mash. I can mash to maybe try and make it go faster, but it won't. I'm gonna sit here and wait.
Sports games suck.
No shit. Do you find my claim to be true, though?
About sports sucking?
About what I said before about people not playing them. about them being stuck. Like, if anybody does this, they save them for the end, and then they don't want to do them. But then it's like I said, they already, in a sense, lied to everybody. It's one of those things that people, you might hear this and might be like, oh man, this guy's being a dick. But think about it. You'd be like, I'm going to play all the good ones, and then it looks like I'm really far, but in all reality, I just played all the good ones, and now the shitty ones are left that nobody wants to watch, and I'm not going to do them and slowly phase it out. Maybe I'll do one every month or so, you know, because,
Some people like sports games, but
some people, I don't think there's a vast majority of people who actually can honestly, you can lie to yourself all you want and say, oh no, I love all of them, but you gotta be like, there are more bad old sports games than there are good old sports games. It's like a one in 100 to find a good one that's actually good.
that's actually enjoyable to watch and play.
This is not one. But I guess my question to you would be, is that deceiving, you think? And your personal, I'm not asking you from what I've said. I'm asking, I gotta pour this in here. Pour me a drink.
I guess I'd be a little disappointed if I was watching. So I'm gonna go with the hypothesis of, say I'm watching someone that's doing the same thing as you,
Yeah.
and then they get to what you're saying, all the sports games are left, and then they just stop. I'd be kind of disappointed. I'd be like, you should have spread them out a little more, and I probably honestly wouldn't watch them anymore. If that's the reason I was specifically watching them. But that's also saying, like, they weren't entertaining enough to keep my interest without doing something like a challenge.
You confused me with that one.
What do you mean? Why did I confuse you?
Could you say that? Like, oh, again, I got this earphone in here. You said that you would stop watching, but at the same time,
That's assuming if they weren't entertaining enough.
if they weren't entertaining enough.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, yeah. I don't know.
And
It's-
also, if they had all sports games left, I probably wouldn't watch. Because if you spread it out, then it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to watch this day because he's doing a sports game, or he or she is
Yeah.
doing a sports game. But, you know, and then the next day they do something else, then I could watch again. But it's kind of like abandoning what you said you were going to do. But then it's like, are you an asshole for bringing it up to them and being like, well, you're just not going to finish this? Like, I've been watching you, trying to watch you finish this.
Yeah, that's the question. That's what I don't know. It's like it's said to build positivity and be nice and stuff like that, which I understand. But don't you hit a point where if you say you claim that you're gonna do this, not this. I don't know. Say you're gonna run a game, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna get this time. You know, that's my goal. And then you notice that they just stop. They used to be they would play it like Monday. They do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you notice that they're just like they're not getting anywhere type of thing. You know, like they're clearly just not practicing or something. In the vein of this, let's say somebody was like, I'm gonna get really good at Counter-Strike.
If they were saying they were going to be serious about it, then I would.
And then they start
say
to
no.
and then they start to slow down and they slow down and they slow down. Does it really make you a dick to be like, what happened to what happened to when you were playing this? And then they'd be like, oh, I still do it. I'm going to do it like on Friday. And then they'll do it on like Friday, and then they don't say, they just like play like one game of Counter-Strike and lose. And they're like, I'm just going to go back to playing something else now. I lost, you know.
I guess it would depend on the person, you know what I mean? Like, I'd have to hear it from them being like, you know, maybe they lost interest in it or what have you, but it's kind of like, if you're gonna be serious and like stream it and be serious, then you should probably do what you say you do.
I guess the problem is this in particular is such a long, arduous grind of playing all these different games that maybe hey Slice, maybe it looks, how is it going? We're simming all the way up until the end, by the way. If you're wondering what's going on, this is pretty much a talk session of me speaking my mind and on certain issues. Stephen Hawking died?
What?
Oh, shit. Holy shit. I am about to hit up the internet.
Yeah, March 13th, 2018. Holy fuck, how did he die?
Oh. All I see on here is status of the Russia investigation. Like, everybody is up in arms about this Russian investigation, about people getting poisoned. And I don't even see shit about Stephen Hawking. How is that not up here?
Wow.
That
That's quite sad.
he's one of the true minds of.
So he was 76.
I gotta be real. He's like one of the only true minds of thinking altruistically for the people and not like for humanity as a whole, and not of just a singular person, like not thinking of himself. Which is something I adhere to very strongly as someone who has those thoughts and towards like humanity as a whole instead of just themselves.
Hi, cutie.
He's just gonna start meowing and poking. And we're gonna have to throw him somewhere.
I love when he pokes me. It's really cute. It's really cute. I wonder if he died in his sleep. It just says died peacefully in his home.
Are you sure he wasn't poisoned by a Russian nerve agent? Because they gave him, in case anybody doesn't know, there was a Russian, there was a attack in the UK with a Russian nerve agent, and then they're like, hey, you gotta talk about it, and then they said they had until X amount of time to say something about it, and they didn't say anything. So now it's like, hey guys, it's time for war, but don't be scared, it'll be okay.
Is your chat working?
Is it?
Nothing's popped up in mine. Is Spacebot down?
Spacebot could be down. I don't even know. I don't worry about it. He's probably down and dead. It's always acting funky. There's so many games I have to sim in this. Like, come on, game. What's the point? Where is it? I don't see anything. There it is. Finally found it. No, there he goes. There he goes. I'm reading all this stuff about Stephen Hawking now. Well, there goes intelligence down the drain. I think the average IQ just dropped a couple of points just because of that guy. That really sucks.
Nah, it was just my shit. It was all fucked up.
I just the reason I think it's so bad is because, like I said, he's literally one of the brightest minds that nobody would argue against. And you want to know? Do you want to know what it is that made it so? This is gonna sound really bad, but it's also really true. It's a lose-lose situation when you try and insult Stephen Hawking because of his disease. So either you look like an asshole. You either look like an asshole.
I don't know who he is.
For insulting Stephen Hawking's, for whatever reason it may be. You're too dumb to argue the things he's presenting. Or you just look ignorant, you know? You just look ignorant. So it was like a perfect wall of you can't argue against Stephen Hawking because you either look like a dick or you look stupid because he was so smart. So you couldn't win. It was impossible to win an argument against him. Hey, Arctic. He was a beast. It's one of those things that's hard to explain, though. Imagine trying to have an and the fact that he was incredibly intelligent, that if you even questioned his intelligence, he would probably use words of which you would have to go look up in a fucking dictionary before you could come back and fight him.
How many biddies do I have to donate for me to be on the scrolly screen?
Why? What? You want to be on the scrolly screen?
Yeah.
You're taking away scrolly screen slots from true, deserving, honest, hard-working Americans.
I'm a true, deserving, honest, hardworking American.
Intellect meet my fist.
Did you know Stephen Hawking died, Arctic? We just found out. We just found out. The horrible news. Slice came in, told us the horrible news, and left.
He went to go light his candle,
Aw, and respect.
his vigil.
Press F for respect for Stephen
Do the robot voice. Oh, is that? I feel like that's insulting.
What?
Using the robot voice now.
Oh, Will.
Doing Will from afar. My best friend, Stephen Hawking!
Why?
Why?
Aw.
Stephen Hawking, please!
You left us too soon.
You left us too soon. Stephen, please.
God damn, how many games is this?
Yeah, I know, and the I have to sim so many games.
Oh shit.
You thought I was kidding. Can you guys imagine if I had to actually play these games? Holy shit.
That would be fucking brutal.
I can't mash to get through this, by the way.
Lily Sab?
Lily sub.
Lily Sab. If you had to play them, fuck your life. Some are like that, unfortunately.
Maybe I should just start doing the most gimmicky thing possible and be like, giving away Steam games while I'm simming. Everybody come in and get your free Steam game. Nobody would come, though. Just go to Arctic.
Hey.
Get your $20 PSN card right here. Get skins to match your friends.
Yeah, I was telling him about that. What was the story? I just heard you being like, this guy spent $20
Hey, Quill.
to buy a skin to match his friend. Steam games. To match a friend. What is that emote? It looks like a little whale on top of pizza.
It might be his.
Or is it a bear?
It looks bearish.
Yeah, we had a good laugh about that on our way to get food.
But I was honest and was like, dude, I would totally do that.
You probably would.
I'd have matching skins. I'd have that, like, cool, like, skin that changes colors on them.
$20 to match.
Come. You mean it was his birthday parents from his parents?
A birthday money for us?
No.
His birthday parents?
Birthday parents.
Thank you, birthday parents.
My God, though. Like, come on.
What is this game called?
This is called Hardball 3, by the way, everybody. Hardball 3.
I'm assuming you looked it up.
This is why if anybody is wondering, this is why I stopped clicking season in football games, is because it turned into this. Season in football games turned into me simming games all the way until the Super Bowl, and it was just a waste of time. It didn't add anything to the game. It was just artificial elongation. It's like if they sold condoms with a like inch extra thickness thing at the end and be like, yeah, baby, you like how big I am?
I saw this picture of this girl and she had it like all the way up her arm and she was like, if guys ever say they're too big, and then she was like flipping it off at the end. It made me laugh, kind of.
Look how huge it is.
Look how big. There is no thing for it.
Trojan horse tip condoms. It's like you shove a apple at the end.
Ooh. Damn.
It's
There
like,
is no.
damn, that looks like the top of a flagpole.
There's no speedrun or anything.
Hardball, it's because this game sucks. Just wait until you see the gameplay, guys. This is like a sim baseball game. It is honest to God like a sim baseball game. You don't even you'll see. You don't actually pitch the ball, you just choose the pitch. It's all menus. This whole game is menus. It's really, really shitty. This is unbearably one of the worst.
How's it feel to be back at your like starting time?
Back at my starting time, everybody. Yeah.
Back to where you started.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
This is how it used to be back in the day.
It is how it used to be. Doesn't mean I like it, but
Sometimes you gotta do things you don't like play Hardball 3.
mm-hmm. But what was after this? It's either I'm doing like sports games right now because when I get stuck in this overnight thing, I don't like doing good ones overnight and not having it. Then I feel like people are just like, man, I missed this one. It's like, yeah, it's because I did it overnight this one day when I couldn't sleep. So I take this time to do games that nobody really wants to watch and just rant about shit. Like, well, I don't have anything. I already said my other topic of, I've said this hundreds and hundreds of times. Peeves does this right. You know what I mean? If anybody ever thinks I say something and it's directed in any way, shape, or form towards him, it's not. He does it very well, does it much better than I. plays through absolutely everything. He's like a priest of patience, and I, on the other hand, am a god of exploit. I will exploit these games as far as I can to get through them as fast as I can. And that's what speedrunning's all about. Oh. Nope. Another week.
God damn.
Yeah. How many hours can I sim games until it's done, do you think? This is the funniest one, because if anybody ever goes back and watches this, they're going to be like, holy shit, how did this dude just riff over an hour of simming games? Be like, he just did. So the other day I was on a plane and they gave me some peanuts. And I ate them and they were good. And that's the joke. See you later.
That was a shitty joke.
Yeah, it was, I know.
Why don't you tell a real joke so we can have some laughs?
Tough crowd.
That was funnier than your actual joke.
It wasn't even a joke. It was just an anecdotal story about the airline food isn't as bad as you think it is. I've never been on a plane though, so.
I say it's not that fantastic. It's just, it is what it is,
I'm dancing to music. Ah. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flush that system. Not my system. Not like my bowels. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna find all those times. You know what else I realized is my world heroes is actually the world record, but I'm pretty sure they won't accept it because, as you've noticed, they make their own rules. Everybody always makes their own rules and kind of tweaks it towards them a little bit, in a sense. So that one is already up, has no rules for it, but I know when I submit it, they're going to be like, you just turned the timer down to 15 seconds, hit them one time, and then didn't get hit. And it's like, yeah, it actually took a lot of routing to figure out exactly how to hit the opponent one time on very hard without them touching me. Because everything I do in that run is done for a purpose. The character I use is done on purpose, but I know they'll be like, we're not going to accept that. But I still feel like I should submit it anyway, and then be like, you used a 15-second timer. I don't feel like getting.
You're scared of denial.
I'm not scared of denial. I'm just scared of what's going to happen when they deny it, and then me be like, if you have a problem with the way I ran the game, then why don't you make a category for it? Because they're in charge. Just like the Izzy run that I have the world record on that they won't accept, and he didn't give me a glitched percent.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I ask anybody here to go look at Izzy, the game for Super Nintendo, the run that I have. It's a 57-second run because of the debug glitch I found. Just go do it and submit it. Just go do it. It'll just take a minute of your time to do it, and just flood the page with submissions for me, just to add legitimacy to the fact that I found this, and they won't take it because it would make him second place.
Do people literally just go on here and do ASMR videos?
On where?
On Twitch now? Is that like what it is? Is this not Andy Milanakis?
That's definitely not Andy. That looks like a 10-year-old boy. Is it Andy Milanakis? Yeah, it's Andy Milanakis.
I didn't know
What
he
the
had
hell?
hair.
Why the fuck does Andy have blonde
hair?
blonde hair? What are you doing, Andy? Stop it. Andy, please.
Marcus de los Noobs. I thought it said boobs.
I guess I'm doing the wrong stream. I better just get up really close and be like, hey, I hope everybody's having a good time tonight.
You gotta whisper more than
I have to whisper.
that.
He's living in the 90s. I love how you're just like, what the fuck is this, Andy? Hi, Oreo. You're like,
Hey.
why the hell does he have his hair bleached?
I'm creeping on people in IRL. Like, I don't know.
I didn't think it was Andy. I was like, when the
I know,
fuck
you're like,
did he
"I'm
dye
an
his
old
hair?
lady."
That's an old lady. When did he do that?
That's him.
When the hell did he do that?
Oh, this girl's swinging on a stripper pole on her Twitch channel. Gotta
Hello,
get over there,
Aaron.
Barry.
Oh, she's just.
You might miss the action.
You got it?
This one's just me.
Drop it.
dancing.
Yeah, this is just me. I'm just showing you how to dance in my underwear on a pole.
That's a different girl.
Oh,
There's two.
there's two of them.
There's two of them. I'm just judging people on their IRLs right now. I'm allowed to. I don't stream.
Lurk. Ooh. Creeping on a lurk wall. You're in the right place to lurk today because. Oh my
gosh,
god, it keeps going.
This guy has everything Sailor Moon in it.
Ooh, the frog one's really
Look at
good.
him. Holy fuck, he has everything Sailor Moon. Oh my
I'm just
God.
gonna say it to you. This, I don't even know. I don't know name. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna say that man has had a penis in his mouth before. There's nothing wrong with having a penis in your mouth. I know tons of people. But I know tons of them. I have a good story about one time I went to this dude. I went to this guy's birthday party. His name was Kareem. We went to Kareem's birthday party. Kareem is a male stripper.
That emote's so cool.
My favorite is definitely
I couldn't see
Sad
them all 'cause
Blue
I-
Sad Frog.
Aw, I like the frozen you're drinking. Are you so chill that you're freezing?
So chill that you're freezing.
Those are badass.
I like the Ice Frog. He's my favorite.
I had to reload, so I didn't get to see them all.
He is my favorite. But,
Is this-
um,
okay.
Kareem's party. Kareem is a male stripper, and we were going to his birthday party.
Can't wait to hear this story. Is this inappropriate for Twitch before you even finish?
What? Of course it is. Who cares? Kareem's a really cool dude. We came to his birthday party, and Kareem disappeared, and we were like, where the hell did Kareem go? And then he came downstairs like a little bit later, and he had a little bit of stuff on his shirt. He had a little bit of stuff up here on his shirt, just a little bit of stuff.
Maybe
Af-
he had some
After he
cake.
disappeared for about 10 minutes and came back with a little bit of
He had some cake, okay?
A little bit
It
of-
was his birthday. Let him splurge.
yeah. He got a little bit of frosting. He was munching on the cake too hard, and we never let him live it down. He's a great guy though. Remember that one time, Kareem, we were at your party, and just shut up, guys. Please.
Aw.
I'm kidding. Kareem could whip my ass. Dude's jacked. He is a male stripper after all. And that doesn't really give anything away. I believe his stage name was like something relating to like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but his real name is Kareem as well. But he posts all over on Twitter and stuff. He's actually pretty popular, as weird as that sounds. From our hometown. He's a pretty popular. You know how models are. Models just blow up their Twitter.
I mean, his name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I know. But you are older than me.
Yeah, Kareem's cool. Kareem kills me.
What? This girl's doing a puzzle?
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
I mean, the stripper girl had 114 people watching her. Good for her.
I mean,
How is that allowed on Twitch?
well, that's why I was saying if
Let's be honest. How is that allowed? I mean, I get she's not like actually stripping, but she kind of is, and she's pretty much stripping online.
stripping online.
I'm just wasting my breath.
You are. Don't worry. They don't care. They're okay with it. But But wait, what? I mean, what's the difference? It's not like I'm outing anybody. You know, there's a big difference between if I were telling a story and be like, my friend John Jeremy one day. John Jeremy.
Oh.
His name is John Jeremy. He works at the hardware store off of 5th and Lambert. And
Stop that.
don't say stop it. You gotta flick him. Otherwise, our cat is really stupid and just like scratches the wall. He tries to scratch the wall.
It sounds like someone's scratching
Oh my
the
gosh.
blackboard.
We're almost there. We're at the 2 game, and then we go to the playoffs, and then I can grab a password. I have to be careful and grab a couple of passwords because I don't actually know when the end of the game is, and if I skip to the end of the game, then I didn't actually beat the game. I just simmed to the end of the game. Whew. Holy crap. Look how long you have to sim to get to the end of this one.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It just keeps going and going and going. But yeah, it's a great story of Kareem eating his birthday cake. Kareem eating his birthday cake. Where did he go? Like, it's time to sing happy birthday. We didn't cut the cake yet.
This girl's dressed as Bob Ross. That's gonna be fun.
It's okay. That's good. That's good old-fashioned fun. I like when Andy dresses up as Bob Ross and does his Mario Paint streams. It's got comedic value. It's got good comedic value. So what's the next one? It's going to be League Championships next. And then I think I want to grab a password here just in case. I think I got to grab a password here and then another one because I don't know when it's technically playtime. Next. All right, so right now we got Detroit, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Detroit, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. So we're good to sim still because we still have 2 teams. And like I said, Pittsburgh, this is another game where the same teams always make it to the end. The same teams always make it to the end. Bad programming. It's not even an RNG thing of who makes it. Even Madden games at least had that, where it would be random. Different teams could make it. This one is always the same teams make it to the end. Same teams make it to the end. Same team make it to the end. But anyway, yeah, I like... This one reminds me of... the emote number 3 reminds me of Gumball. The fish guy from Gumball. I don't remember his name because I haven't seen it in so long. But Darwin, yeah, the fish. Darwin the fish from Gumball drinking a milkshake. And Frog reminds me. It looks like he's got the not Rasengan.
I gotta see.
What are those one eyes? What are those eyes that they had in Naruto? That had this multiple circles, or they're big, lots of circles. That's what it looks like. But I definitely like that one.
I like the last one best, but they're all really cool.
They're all iced up. They're all iced up. But pole dancing. Do you think I could pole dance, or do you think they would ban me and say that I was making fun?
No, because you could just be like, that's sexist. You're not gonna let me pole dance, but girl can.
That's There was a guy who got banned for that.
Okay, then she should be banned. That's not fair.
There was a guy, I remember a guy who got banned. Oh gosh, look at that. I couldn't even make it